My name is Eric Kettenberg, and I'd like to introduce you to the DigiSpark. The DigiSpark is a micro-size Arduino-compatible USB development board. It has nearly all the features of an Arduino at a fraction of the size and price, and it is and always will be open source. With onboard USB, it's a snap to program with the Arduino IDE, and small and cheap enough to leave in your project, or even use in small production runs. The DigiSpark aims to be a building block for inexpensive Arduino-enabled devices. It is even small enough to leave it plugged into your USB port. Use it to give your computer an RGB status indicator, a temperature sensor, or plug it into an embedded device to measure all sorts of things. Here are a few tests with some of our prototypes. Here the DigiSpark is running the classic Arduino Blink sketch. Here it is again, showing off the pulse width modulation capabilities of the DigiSpark. Here the DigiSpark is running an LCD display from only 2 pins using the I2C bus. These are only a small sampling of what the DigiSpark can do. Compatible with the works of the active and resourceful Arduino community, the DigiSpark is ready for any type of project. We've done all the design, prototyping, and testing. The goal amount will go directly to producing the first run of DigiSparks. You can check out all the detailed specs in the project description. Stop having to decide which project to leave your Arduinos in, and easily build tiny Arduino-enabled devices. Back us today and get yourself some DigiSparks. Thank you.
Have you ever dreamed of having your own spacecraft? I'm Zach, a grad student in aerospace engineering at Cornell, and I want to fundamentally change the way that people think about and take part in spaceflight. Since the beginning of the space age, if you weren't an astronaut or an engineer or a scientist, your only way of taking part in spaceflight was by watching it on TV and reading about it in books and magazines. Well, I want to change that. And that's why for the last several years I've been working on Sprite, the world's smallest spacecraft. By shrinking the spacecraft, we can launch many of them together in the same launch slot, and we can split the cost of that launch many ways. In fact, we can get the cost of launching a single Sprite into orbit down to only a few $100s. Now here's where I need your help. I want to launch a satellite called Kicksat that's designed to carry hundreds or even thousands of these tiny sprites into orbit. To build that satellite, I need to raise at least $30,000. By sponsoring Kicksat, you'll be directly contributing to the future of personal spaceflight. Plus, what better way of showing off your uber geek credentials than by having your own spacecraft? If you sponsor a Sprite, you'll get to name it and specify the text message that it'll transmit from orbit, like your initials. So, thanks for checking out my Kickstarter page. Now let's go kickstart the personal space age.
Hello, I'm MakerArm, the world's first multifunctional robotic arm that fits anywhere in your workspace. I have changeable tool heads that allow me to do some really neat stuff, and I can help my humans make just about anything. I can 3D print freely since I don't live in a box. I can auto-level so my humans don't have to. I can make things up to 30 inches long and 10 inches tall on any flat surface. I can make high-quality 3D prints with both filament and resin. But I can do a lot more than just 3D printing. I'm great at building the next big thing, like this. I can cut sheets and 3D print corners. I can pick and place sheets and panels together and create a custom PCB. I can solder, assemble components. I can even work with fellow maker arms. Voila! Here's our finished project, a custom laptop. I can be operated wirelessly on all of your devices. Plus, my humans can teach me tricks and send me remote instructions. I was made for creative people everywhere. I can make really impressive toys. Paint on canvas and fabric. And create custom invites. I can etch glass, engrave plastic and leather, carve metal, and wood. I can also plot designs. And yes, I can even decorate cakes. Another cool thing, my humans can design their own custom tool heads for me. It feels great helping my humans build their dreams, and I would love to see maker arms in labs, garages, and tinkering stations everywhere. That's why I'm here on Kickstarter. My makers have spent 2 years perfecting me and my fellow maker arms. Right now we are working prototypes and need to be manufactured so we can be on our way to all you humans. With your help, together we can make anything, anywhere.
This isn't your average dev board. This is MetaWare. MetaWare is the world's first development and production platform designed specifically for wearables. MetaWare is production ready, certified, and cost optimized. With MetaWare, you can create hardware that connects to a smartphone effortlessly. MetaWare comes in a tiny form factor to fit any product. This board is so small it can be embedded into a t-shirt, watch, bracelet, keychains, glasses, even jewelry. We've included everything on one platform so that you can build a fully functional prototype. Just get on GitHub and fork our sample iOS or Android app to get started. All the documentation for our API can be found online along with many example projects. Everything works out of the box and you never have to write firmware. Once you have downloaded one of our sample apps, simply customize it for your end product. You control all the sensors and peripherals on board the MetaWare board through the API. There's an ANCS library you can use to build notification-based wearables, or an accelerometer you can leverage to build a fitness tracker. There are many products you can build on top of this platform. We've enhanced the Flappy Bird game with force feedback for some extra fun. We embedded the MetaWare board with a battery and vibrating motor into a band and added the MetaWare API layer to the game. When the user wears the band and fails at the game, the bracelet vibrates. We're even giving away free enclosures to complete your prototype. Simply log on to shapeways.com and 3D print the enclosure that best fits your project. At its core, MetaWare is a Bluetooth Low Energy platform with an ARM Cortex-M0. It includes a micro USB rechargeable battery, temperature sensor, RGB LEDs, an accelerometer, and much, much more. Get the kit and use only what you need. It's not trivial to go from an idea to prototype and then to manufacturing. You have to spend a lot of money and time developing the idea, testing it, and then certifying it before you even ship it to a customer's door. So when we came up with MetaWare, the idea was to completely remove these steps. We saw a lot of shortcomings from traditional dev boards. With MetaWare, you get a Bluetooth development platform that you can use to create a wearable device in 30 minutes or less. Thank you for your support.
It's been 2 years since I introduced the Sound Laser. It was my first Kickstarter campaign. Its success has led to many advancements in directional audio. It is always my goal to reduce the cost of new technologies. I want to get these advancements into the hands of makers, hackers, and experimenters around the globe. I am happy to introduce to you a new, lower-cost, ultrasonic directional speaker, the Sound Laser Snap. This simple, streamlined parametric speaker produces some amazing effects. You can bounce sounds off of objects and make them appear to talk. Hide the sound laser in a room and beam audio into people's heads. You can even create sound zones where only a few people in the room can hear what is being played. The uses are up to your imagination. I hope you will join me as a backer in this, my 5th Kickstarter campaign.